Hello and welcome back. Once again, this is Russell with Clever Tech Solutions, and we're going to get started creating our Zillow API macro that I described in the introduction video. So if you haven't seen that, you can go back and watch that. I've already created this. It's not really a simple macro. In a way it is, but there's coding involved. I'm going to show you. Let me just go ahead and show you the VBA editor. You can see, well, actually that's one of my functions, but this is the main function that we're going through and parsing this this data. And we're going to start out by we needed to create a form. So I've created a form right here on Excel itself. I could have done this by creating an actual Windows form, but Excel worksheets make for a nice form, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And all we're going to do is search for a single property. We're going to do a single property search for right now. In order to do that, we need two things. We need the address and the city and the city and the state, or we need the address and the zip code. So because of that, we need to validate this input when we click on this search button. So if I click on that without anything up there, you see I'm going to get some pop-ups. The address is required, the city and the state or the zip code are required, and then the macro will end. It won't go any further. If, however, we do provide address, city and state, or zip code, the code behind the page is going to create a URL similar to this example request. In fact, we'll make it identical to this, because once I press this button, the URL will show up down here in red. After we've created that URL, behind the scenes, Excel is going to send a request to the Zillow API. They're going to send back a response with some XML data. We're going to parse that data, display some of the results of that data on this results page here, and then just for fun, I went ahead and created a little additional function that creates a Google map. So we create our own map, and we write that in the form of a web page, store it on the local computer. So let's get started. Let's just use this example URL here, which is 2114 Bigelow Avenue, Seattle. For some reason, that is the example that they provide at Zillow. It's a $1 million home. Well, $1.5 million. How do you say that? So this might be one of the executives to Zillow that owns this. I don't know, but we're going to pull it up and look at it here in a second. So we need to type in the address, the state, city, and then I'm going to click this button, and right down here we see the address. Now the only reason this address is different than the one above it is because I left out the word avenue up here. But I'll go ahead. Well, actually I haven't shown you this before, but there it is. I've already typed it into the URL. This is what gets returned back to us concerning this property from Zillow. Now Excel in the code behind the page is reading that, and what it's doing is it's going through each one of those nodes within the Excel, and it's pulling out the XML, pulling out certain values. For example, I didn't do everything, but I did like the home details, graphs and data, comparables, home details, and the amount that this home is worth. Like I said, is about what, $1,437,852. I guess that's the fair market value on today's price for this home. A lot of, if we really wanted to look at the details of this home, this is provided for us in the form of these URLs, so we could just click on them, and here we see the actual home itself. And there's a lot of on here, like 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, square footage. Some of that stuff we'll be able to get later on, and in fact we could probably create a web page a lot like this, although there's really no need for it if Zillow already provides it for us. But let's suppose we do want some of that to work with our business needs, right? There are other URLs. I'm not going to click on all of them, but I'm just grabbing a little bit of the data to work with. You can get like the rent estimate, high, low value, other stuff that we'll look at it a little bit later. The other thing that I did is kind of cool was I have this temporary file here, which is just a text file. All that is HTML. That is just HTML to show you a Google map with a marker that is supposed to have the title Hello World in the middle of it. The only thing I've done is I've come in here and I've taken out the latitude and longitude, and I put these tags in here: number sign lat, number sign longitude. And when Zillow returns back to me this the latitude and longitude right here, I'm reading that in Excel in the code behind, and I'm sending that. Okay, so Excel, the macro is opening up this file, it's reading the file into memory, and then it's replacing these two tags with the actual latitude and longitude of this property. And then it is creating a new HTML file right here, saving it to my computer, called map.html. When I click on that and allow for the block JavaScript content, that is the actual home there in Seattle, Washington somewhere. And that kind of just gives us I don't know why, but I'll have to get the info window to work a little bit later, but for some reason it's not pulling up. And I got the 45-degree angle thing turned off, but that's pretty cool. I'm sure there's many people out there who could use something, like that. So we're gonna start here, and we'll move on from here and see where we'll take this in the future. But that's the gist of the macro. Here is the like I said, here's the code. Basically, we're just creating that string. We're testing all that data. This is what the function that parses our XML, displays it on the XML worksheet. This is what's validating the inputs. A lot of this is redundant. I'm gonna probably clean this up, make this a little bit cleaner later on. And then over here is our JavaScript. This is just what's creating the HTML to create the map. Okay. So in the future, this is going to be a lot more professional than what we're looking at right now. But this is just to get us started, kind of show the power of what's going on between macros. A lot of your big businesses out there today have their own API: Amazon, eBay, LinkedIn. I don't know if Facebook has one yet. I was trying to think if Craigslist has one. All your real estate places, your Google, Oodle, classifieds. So there's a lot of people that could use some type of automated function like this. So that's where we'll get started. I'm going to try to next find some tax deeds that are coming up for sale, and see if we can't read that into Excel. Find which ones we're interested in. Make a call to the Zillow API, return that data for the demographics in that region, make my own little map, and then we'll start working with the other applications, sending whatever property of interest to something like Outlook and PowerPoint. Okay, so thanks for watching. Stay tuned in the next videos. If you have a need like this, be sure to contact me. You can do it through the YouTube channel. And I think that's going to be the best way for right now. Or reply in the comment section down below, and I'll respond. Thanks for watching.